Hello everyone, welcome back to F1 23 Breaking Point. I hope you guys have been enjoying this series so far. Last time out, if you guys remember, the Japanese Grand Prix, and basically it was a race that was to be forgotten, to be honest. It was damage mitigation in the end because of a very disastrous pit stop where the pit crew kind of forgot that the front left tire had to exist on the car in order for it to, you know, perform adequately at least. So that was a bit of drama there. So, but you know, we'll take it on the chin and we will keep on moving forward. Let's have a look at our news. Still playing as Aiden Jackson. Yeah, there we go. As we just mentioned. Oh, phone call. Davidov.
About what? You saw the race, right? What is there to say?
Thought you could do with blowing off a little steam.
What is even the point in wasting any more energy? It's not the car, it's the team. It's not the team, it's the car. No one seems to care how much effort I'm putting into all of this.
Which is why you need to double down. Listen, I promised I wouldn't say anything, but the top three are talking, Aiden.
What?
They've already reached out to us. Looks like there might be some last-minute negotiations on the cards, but keep that to yourself, okay?
Yeah, of course.
No doubt there'll be some wrangling. You're contracted for another season, but your tenacity has been noticed.
Wow, I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything you're not supposed to know. I hate to admit it, but Connor Sport can't keep up with you, Aiden. Just do me a favor, would you?
Yeah, sure. What is it?
I need you to push as hard as you can to get as much out of you before I lose you to a better team. Can you do that for me?
Of course. No problem.
Good boy. You know I'm here whenever you need me. Speak soon.
Well, very interesting phone call there. Davidov, I think, trying to calm us down a little bit. Aiden Jackson, understandably furious and flustered with the performance of Connor Sport, particularly with how the pit stop went. And but it seems like anything, if what Davidov is anything has said is anything to go by, the top three, meaning I believe Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, in no particular order really, seems to be having their eye on Aiden. So it's very interesting. And obviously all of that is all the rage in terms of the news. Let's have a look at the social media sphere. A lot of people, I think, commenting on how Connor Sport performed at Tommy T999. Fair play to Aiden, getting points out of that today was looking doubtful. After that pit stop, he dug deep for that performance. Yeah, so I think mixed bag of reactions, and despite that terrible pit stop, we did manage to, you know, reclaim a bit of points. Finished P7 ahead of Devon as well. So overall, not too bad, but could have been better, I think, overall. And looks like our first email on the list is an apology to sort of drive that point home. Usually mail you. It doesn't usually mail us directly. We think we'll isolate the problem, making sure this never happens again. Feel free to pop down anytime you like. Your input is always welcome. Thank you very much. Phil Paget, head mechanic. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder how that happens. And this is, you know, you throw back to Monaco, what is it, 2016, 17, I think it was. Same thing happened with Daniel Ricciardo. Pulled into the pits. He was leading the race and he was in a position to, win. And they stuffed up the pit, the pit stop for whatever reason. And it makes me wonder, how do they mess it up? Is there a breakdown in communication somewhere along the way? But anyways, reminder on dealing with the press. Realize matters like this can get complicated, but a clear party line shows that the team is united. Yep, fair enough. Yeah, there's got to be a lot of press interest. We're trying to, take the high road with some of the answers and, try and play the team game here, even though Devon isn't making that easy for us. The auction, we missed out on Nigel Mansell's racing gloves. Well, that's a shame. That's all right. We'll keep eyes out for the next one. Brian Doyle he's our former team liaison. Interesting. It looks like he's got a bit of positive feedback to us at how we're keeping our cool despite what happened in the race. So overall, not, yeah, it's a Grand Prix to forget in Suzuka, and definitely should have finished a lot better than we did, but it is what it is. Let's move on to the next chapter, see what Breaking Point has in store.
Boy. The pit stop? How am I supposed to deal with that? I know. I want a chance to prove what I can do, though. In a top-tier seat. I deserve it. I've heard there might be interest. I can't stay here. Okay. Well, what would you do?
So, what advice did you give him?
Well, I told him to try to stay calm, see out the season, and then go to the final team meeting. See if that changed his mind.
And where were you at this point?
Oh, I was busy getting Callie ready for the final race of the F2 season.
Well, looks like we're going to be jumping back into the saddle of an F2 car as Callie Mayer in Abu Dhabi, final race of the F2 2022 season. Having put together a number of impressive performances throughout the season, Callie Mayer finds herself within touching distance of the F2 championship at the season finale in Abu Dhabi. And there we go, back in the paddock as Callie. Let's have a look at the news. Can Callie do it? Well, we'll see. All eyes are on her. Looking forward at Connor Sport. Oh, phone call. It's her mum.
I know why you're calling, but make it quick because I have to keep my head in the game.
Of course, darling, but it wouldn't be right if I didn't call to wish you luck.
Thanks, Mum, but luck really won't do anything. I need a clean strategy and just to keep my head, that's all.
Look, which you do, and you will. Just breathe, Cal, okay? You've already put the work in. Now all you need to do is get out there and do what you always do. Yeah?
Yeah, you're right.
Who knows? If you bring this one home, I may even call your father to gloat a little.
Mum, not now.
Oh, I'm just trying to lighten the mood a bit.
I know. You'll be watching, right?
Just try and stop me. Race fast, honey.
Right, well, overall a solid pep talk from the mother and a bit of news as well. Sergeant to Williams, goodbye, go Tiffy. And obviously Vettel retiring as well. And of course the news that Hulkenberg has been slotted in where Schumacher has been kicked out, I suppose. Anyways, it's a bit of a silly season still continuing on in the season here in Breaking Point. Social media sphere. Yeah, a lot of buzz around how Callie's going to perform in this final race. And very interested, actually. I forgot to comment on that cutscene with Aiden. I wonder who he was talking to. And he definitely spilled the beans when he shouldn't have in regards to the top 3 teams showing a bit of interest in potentially contracting him. But we shall see how that part of the story pans out. Emails. We got best team I worked with. Yep. Thank you very much, Maurizio. Let's all breathe deep, make it happen. Can't wait to send a follow-up message. Congratulations, you all. And another one from Maurizio as well. Short and sweet. One of the greatest drivers ever worked with. Oh, thank you, mate. We wish you luck. Whole team is behind us. Thank you. And Casper, remember, do every act of your life as it were your last. Marcus Aurelius. Now get out there, show them who's boss. Will do, Casper. With that, let's jump into the race.
The final race of the season now well underway here in Abu Dhabi. A few different drivers in contention for the F2 Championship. But here's the favourite, Callie Mayer.
She's been so consistent this season, so fast. My money's on Mayer for the championship, no question.
If she can finish high enough, the title belongs to her.
Looking good, Callie. Come on, a podium should clinch this for us.
Then podium it is.
Right, so here we go. Abu Dhabi final time out in the F2 Championship in 2022. Riding as Callie Mayer, chasing down Boschung with our primary objective being to finish on the podium. Closing the gap on Boschung here. And of course, bonus objective is to finish in the top step off the podium, take out P1, we get DRS for good measure. Wasn't exactly the tidiest exit out of that chicane, but at least we got DRS to try and drag ourselves up to Boschong. As we fast forward, start of lap 4, we got Vip's back marker, cut across and sort of compromised that exit out of the first corner, but overall not too bad. We're slowly clawing our way back to Boschong and closing in that gap. First, fast forward, further up the track, still on lap 4, again in that chicane, probably wasn't as tidy as I would like it. But once again, we got DRS dragging ourselves up to Boschong at this point, and we're closing the gap and heading down into this sort of sweeping hairpin corner, really right up the exhaust pipe of Boschong at the point, and we bump and run a little bit there as well, bumping bumpers. Surprised we didn't get a penalty for that, but managing to send it down the inside, make the move stick, giving Boschong plenty of room. Although did sort of push him out wide just ever so slightly midway through that corner as we fast forward. Whoa, got a little bit squirrely going into the hairpin there. But lap 5, now we're chasing down Hughes, and I believe, I can't remember who was in front of Hughes, but we're closing the gap, slowly clawing our way up to the podium spots. And honestly, at this point, I was kind of not having any sort of hope in, closing the gap and finishing on the podium, let alone finishing first place. So this is going to be very interesting to see as we fast forward again up to lap 6 as we close the gap on Hughes and Vesti. Hughes trying to drag himself up to Vesti, getting DRS, I'm sure, as well as we get DRS on Hughes and drag ourselves up to try and close the gap. Coming up to the hairpin, chicane rather, not hairpin, chicane, where really struggling to, make it very tidy entry. Again, caught way too much of that inside curb and rode the sausage curb as well as we get a boatload of wheel spin and go all the way to the right hand side, but managed to keep the car facing the right direction, and we got DRS, and Hughes managed to drag himself away from us momentarily because of that particular mistake, but we have brought it back as we get alongside Hughes and make the pass and make the move stick. And now it's trying to go after Vesti as he sort of covers us there as we try to lunge down the inside. A little bit cheeky, but I think fair move, fair game overall. Trying to minimize the wheel spin coming out of these corners. These F2 cars definitely don't have the grip as F1 cars, and you really can't commit to a corner as quickly and exit as fast as you would expect with the F1 cars. We come around the final corner, drag racing Vesti along the main straight across the finish line to start the second last lap, and we're leaving plenty of space going into the first corner. Still beside us, and Vesti slots in behind us as we get the job done. Up into P5 now, within eye shot of the podium. We got Porsche in front of us, and after that, our main target, Fittipaldi, in P3 as we close the gap on Porsche going into the hairpin here. Absolutely trying to drive the pants off this F2 car as we get DRS. I don't think Porsche got DRS on this particular lap, and still this is the second last lap. I was not expecting to get on the podium, let alone get P1. A little bit better exit, but still a little bit compromised mid chicane, and a little bit better exit as well. Get DRS once again. I meant to say better entry rather earlier in that chicane, but better exit. Sort of compromised in the middle of the chicane as we get very close to Porsche and we bump into the back of him a little bit. We got back marker with Cordeal as well. He's moving out of the way and allowing us to pass by as we get the job done on Porsche. And now it is Fittipaldi in our sights. That's very lucrative P3 bottom step of the podium. And at this point, I was thinking, we could try and get a P3, but I was not expecting to get P1 at all at this point of the race as we come around the final corner and across onto the main straight and across the start-finish line to start a very final lap. For some reason, the blue flag was still showing in the top left corner. I don't know why that is, as we tried to close the gap on turn 1 on Fittipaldi. And at this point, I've sort of figured out, with the F2 cars, they don't like to downshift very quickly. So At least not as quick as F1 cars. So you usually just leave it to the very last moment as you go into the corner and you just downshift all the gears in one go. As we sail past Fittipaldi, make the move stick, and he slots in behind us. Primary objective completed as we get DRS on Sergeant F1 2023 Debutante, and we get good slipstream drag racing out the outside, and we make the move stick, leaving plenty of space, but he slots in behind us as we close the door going into the chicane. A little bit better entry and definitely much better mid chicane as well, and exit. A little bit squirrely though, got a bit of wheel spin, but now we got DRS on P1. Top step of the podium currently held by Drogovic as we close the gap on him and close it even further, and somehow it's as if he's letting us go and we're up to the podium spot. Top step of the podium, bonus objective completed. Did not expect that whatsoever, but overall what a crazy race. And just now trying to manage the car, the tires are basically gone at this point, and trying to manage it to, you know, these last couple of corners, penultimate corner, coming up to the final corner, leaving those downshifts to the very last moment, around the final corner and across the finish line. Finish P1.
Yes, Kelly, that was amazing. Congratulations, you're the champion.
Wow, that was yeah, it was such a go there. I didn't think we would finish on the top step of the podium.
She has her whole career ahead of her, and this is just the beginning.
Man, I mean, for this
Done it, as many predicted
cutscene.
she would. A star is born. Callie Mayer becomes the first woman ever to win the F2 championship.
Historic. Well, I mean, someone had to be the first. But I just hope that this shows that talent can get you as far as money.
And what about your dad? Has he called to congratulate you yet, Callie?
Nope. Next question.
Kelly, what's it like being a woman in motorsports? We're sure everyone wants to know.
I don't know, John. What's it like being a man in journalism? Next question.
Hot-headed? Yes, for sure. But you know, that's kind of what you need in a driver. Let's not forget that Callie taking the championship was a big deal. You know, for the sport, but really for everyone.
And for you? How did you feel?
It was one of the proudest moments of my career. It was the first time I mentored anyone. Yeah. I was a little sad to be moving on.
So, had you already told Callie about your new job?
Yes, of course. And I told her, you know, how I wished that I could take her with me. But she understood.
And Aiden, had you told him?
No, he was too busy.
Busy?
Preparing to tell the team that he was leaving Connorsport.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. I know Aiden had something he wanted to say, but first I have a matter I would like to address formally. It is no secret that I have been spread a little thin this season. I mean, I own the team, I run the team, it's a lot, okay? Which is why I will be stepping away from the principal role next season. I'll still be pushing Connorsport Racing to be the brand we know it can be, whilst the new principal will be laser focused on performance and results. And we have already found a man to step into that role. Casper.
Casper?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Now, this is a big step up for me. I'm really looking forward to see what next season brings. It's truly an honor to be on board.
I am sorry for the dramatic nature of the announcement, okay? Humor the man who pays you. We all look forward to working with Casper, yes? Good. Then let us continue. Aiden, you had something you wanted to say. The floor is yours.
No, it's nothing.
I just wanted to say, thank you, everybody, for all your hard work this year. And I'm really looking forward to next season, especially with Casper at the helm.
Oh, Devon's not a fan of that. Well, very interesting. So, right, okay. Bahrain Grand Prix 3 months later, Chapter 7. 2023 and a fresh start while the 2022 season exposed them to the harsh realities of life as a team of the F1 Grid Connosport Butler Global Racing. Wow, that's a mouthful. Look forward to bounce back with a newly invigorated team now helmed by fan favorite and former driver Casper Ackman. What a twist in the story.
Did Casper being around affect you going into the 23 season?
I have bigger things going on than Casper.
Do you have any regrets about 2023? Anything you'd have done differently?
No, I'm in a good place now. Besides, what's to regret about being the story of the season?
Man, he's such a douche. Well, this is... Oh, we're playing as Devon Butler now. This is going to be very interesting, but I think this is where we're going to wrap it up for this episode, because wow, a lot happened. Callie May winning the F2 championship. That was actually a race that I didn't expect to win, to be quite honest. I thought I should have been driving way better. One thing I've noticed with the F2 cars, yeah, they don't downshift as quickly as F1 cars do. So generally I just throw it into the corner, hard brake it, and then just downshift all of the gears in one go simultaneously without sort of transitioning, you know, like you would do in an F1 car. Yeah, very interesting, and we passed Drogovic in that very sort of, you know, barely, you know, what, 4 or 5 turns to go, and managed to clinch the finish on the top step of the podium. And then, of course, the big twist with Casper leaving his role as mentor to Callie, and I guess I think he is like the team principal, right, of Trident, and now he's the team principal of Connosport. So out of nowhere, and I guess that put a you know, cork in what Aiden was probably gonna say as well. I'm pretty sure he's gonna drop that bombshell of walking away from the team. I wonder if, you know, maybe Davidov Butler had a bit of a hand in bringing you know, Casper into the fold to keep Aiden within the team. But then again, he was talking about how the other 3 teams, you know, the top 3 teams were scouting him. So it's going to be very interesting. So I hope you guys will stay tuned for that next episode. But real quick, let's just have a listen to this phone call.
Dad!
Devon,
How's business?
same as ever, hiring and firing. How's racing?
Oh, you know, ducking and driving.
You all prepared?
Of course, I've double-checked the strategy changes. I'm just going over my notes now. Everything's covered, just like always. They won't see me for dust.
Spoken like a true butler. Just remember, we've got a lot on the line this season.
Yeah, I know.
Dev, I'm serious. You're carrying this team, don't forget that.
Yeah, well, you keep signing these second-rate drivers. I can't do all the work.
Just remember where we'd be. Where you'd be if this were all to go belly up.
Just trust me, Dad. You've got nothing to worry about.
Devon, I mean it. If you don't bring your A game, it's back to the bottom of the pile. Do you really want that?
No. No, I don't.
Just keep it in mind. Now go out there and show me what you can do.
Already on it. I'll get you those points, Dad.
Good boy. Speak later.
Wow, bit of a subtle threat from Devon's dad. It's going to be very interesting to play Devon Butler, but as I said, we'll have to find out in the next episode, because that is it for this one. Do stay tuned. As always, leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And until the next episode, take care of yourselves, and I will catch you guys very soon.